In August 2013, the 1World Foundation dispatched a team of 8 clinical specialists, 2 videographers, and 2 administrators to the Turks and Caicos Islands. The 1World team was comprised of board member Dr. Tom Turner, Ph.D., psychologist, developmental services of Leeds and Grenville, Ontario, Canada; Ms. Deborah Venditti, speech and language pathologist in private practice in Ontario, Canada; Ms. Claire Richardson, occupational therapist from St. Lawrence NYS ARC, Canton, New York, USA; Ms. Nikki Monica, occupational therapist from Building Blocks in Watertown, New York, USA; board member and planner administrator Mr. Joe Rich of Watertown, New York, USA; and Joe Calaruso, planner and administrator from Potsdam, New York, USA. The 1World team was deployed in response to ongoing communications, primarily with board member Joe Rich and TCI Ministry of Health officials, the Office of British Governor Rick Todd, the Hope Foundation, the Rotary Club of Providenciales, the Providenciales Children Home, and local hospital personnel. The focus of the on-site supports were to be clinical interventions for special needs children, training for special education teaching staff, and the development of a public awareness campaign to increase the understanding and acceptance of persons with special needs.
Our Turks and Caicos Islands is a caring nation. All people are important, all people are valued, all people contribute to the community. This includes people with special needs. My name is Rick Todd.
Mr. George Pratt.
Stephen Stubbs.
My name is Armando Rigby.
People with special needs deserve being part of the community, having access to education,
being employed and being respected.
Let's all do our part and fully accept people with special needs.
Shortly after check-in at the Sands, the working team members met with the Turks and Caicos Health Ministry and Rotary officers, specifically Deputy Secretary Ms. Portia Clark and Special Needs Program Coordinator Ms. Norianne Lightbourne of the Health Ministry, as well as Rotary President Raymond Cushney and Project Directors Felix Delancey and Trevor Musgrove. The team's driver, Deodat, arrived on schedule with the spreadsheet schedule of transport needs for the week. Deb, Claire, and Nikki went to the hospital to deliver clinical services, and Joe C. assisted at the hospital. Nikki was there to administer clinical services, and Joe R. provided some assistance in those areas. Nikki and Joe R. were joined at the hospital by Dr. Felipe De La Gava. Dr. Felipe worked with the team at the hospital the rest of the week. Dr. Felipe is a physician on contract to the hospital who is also a person with special needs due to his cerebral palsy. Joe C. and Tom went to the Turks and Caicos Disaster Management Center to provide training to special education teachers regarding acceptance and breaking down barriers for people with special needs. 12 teachers were scheduled to be in attendance. Over 20 participated from all the islands. The participants were fully engaged in the material through various interactive exercises. Joe R. and Joe C. also made presentations and participated in discussions with the Hope Foundation at the Windsong Hotel. The Hope Foundation is a group of family members, primarily parents of autistic children. It is chaired by Mr. Armando Rigby. The focus of this foundation appears to be to raise funds to support services for autistic children. Wednesday, August 28, 2013. The team began recording the PSAs with a variety of Turks and Caicos people. The message was purposeful and clear. Some of the presenters included Governor Rick Todd and Rotary President Raymond Cushney.
This is Raymond Cushney, the president of the Rotary Club of Providenciales, giving greetings to our friends and partners in Watertown, New York. We'd just like to say how happy we are to be participating, to be partnering with you and the 1World Foundation to allow this project to come off so smoothly so far. We were asked to provide transportation services, and with the help of our partners here in the community, it has been wonderful so far. We'd like to thank you for your continued support of 1World Foundation and the efforts to make all that they are doing to be a sustainable initiative. We look forward to partnering with Watertown, 1World, the district, and Rotary International, whoever wants to partner with us for this worthy cause. Special needs individuals need to be respected. Special needs individuals need to be allowed to contribute to our communities.
Almond Rigby, parent and founder of the Hope Foundation, was recorded, as well as Stan Hartling, the owner of the Sands. The private meeting was followed by a press conference with local print and television media and all the stakeholders. Additional PSAs were recorded with Rotarians Trevor Musgrove and special need person Stephen Stubbs, together with psychologist George Pratt. Joe R. and Joe C. spent much of the day in meetings with Turks and Caicos Ministry of Health officials, including Desiree Lewis, Permanent Secretary, Dr. Nadia Astwood, and Special Needs Coordinator Noreen Lightbourne. The focus of the meeting included discussions regarding the sustainability of services, the desire for the local government to conduct another national need assessment of persons with special needs, and their hopes that working with 1World to ensure an evaluation team regarding autism spectrum disorders could be deployed before December. Rotary officers Raymond and Felix also participated in the meeting. That evening, Rotary officers invited the 1World team to a fundraiser they were holding at a nightclub called Pillows, and then on to a community fish fry. The fundraiser was actually a dominoes tournament, where other service organization representatives were invited to participate. The community fish fry is much more than fried fish. Instituted in January of 2013, it is more like Mardi Gras. This event occurs every Thursday evening in a public park, with much food, beverage, live music, and a parade of people in costumes. The purpose is to bring together the people of the island and the tourists. It works. There had to be over 1,000 people in attendance on the night of August 28th. A significant number of special needs children were evaluated by the occupational therapist and speech therapist at the hospital. Over 45 caregivers received consultations and training in basic how to provide individualized care and treatment, along with written notes associated with the evaluation of over 30 children. Dr. Turner provided a telephone consultation with hospital staff regarding one child. At the children's home, Dr. Turner provided clinical training and supervision of 4 staff, individually worked with 4 of the 9 children, and consults on 2 of the children whose staff had concerns about. Successfully produced several public service announcements with a strong message regarding acceptance of people with special needs. The PSAs were recorded with a cross-section of stakeholders, including persons with special needs, the governor, parents, Rotarians, local government officials, and business people. The PSAs are now on YouTube and being broadcast on TCI television to the nation. The cost for the television broadcast is fully funded by the British Governor's Office. When this funding is exhausted, Stan Hartling of the Sands Resort will privately fund for a limited time. An unprecedented private meeting with the governor, which led to the approval of $6,000 from his office, $1,000 for PSA broadcast, and $5,000 to be put toward a specialized wheelchair for one child who is seen by 1World clinicians. If funds remain, they are to be used towards other wheelchairs. The mobilization of the Hope Foundation to use its contacts to facilitate the provision of no or low-cost lodging, meals, and transportation supports for a future 1World Autism Spectrum Disorder Evaluation Team visit. Associated with this effort is an offer from Nicole Cox to provide a written request and proposal for this possible service. A stronger-than-ever partnership with Rotary, both here and abroad, as evidenced by the submission to and award of a $5,400 grant from the Watertown Area Rotary Clubs. The Providenciales Rotary Club's provision of a new rented van and splitting the cost of a full-time driver. Most noteworthy is the fact that a Provo Rotary representative was present with 1World team members at nearly every clinic, training, and/or meeting we appeared at. Beyond money, they gave of themselves the entire week.